step off the limb now.
In this tutorial, I'll show you how to create a collage style animation inside Wondershare Filmora from start to finish. Before we begin, you can download all of the project assets using the link in the description below. Let's start by adding our sky background to the timeline. Scale it up until it fills the frame. Then extend the clip to around 10 seconds. Next, we'll build our sky using a few cloud elements. Place the first cloud in the bottom left corner. Lock the sky layer so you don't accidentally move it while arranging the other elements. Now add the second cloud. Scale it down to about 40. Then position it on the right side of the frame. Finally, add the third cloud and place it near the top of the composition. To make this sky feel more natural, duplicate one of the clouds by holding Alt and dragging it upward. Position the duplicate to fill the remaining empty space. At this point, your composition should have a nice balance, giving the sky a full and layered look. Now let's bring everything to life by adding a subtle upward animation to the clouds. We'll animate each cloud individually using position keyframes. Select the first cloud and add a position keyframe. Move a little further along the timeline, then drag the cloud slightly upward. A subtle movement is all you need. It creates the impression that the clouds are slowly drifting across the sky. Now repeat the same process for the remaining clouds. Add a position keyframe, move a little further along the timeline, then shift each cloud upward just a bit. Once you've animated every cloud, move all of the first keyframes to the very beginning of the timeline. Then offset the ending keyframes slightly so they don't all finish at exactly the same time. Giving each cloud slightly different timing creates a more natural and organic movement. And with that, our animated sky is complete. Next, let's add our title. Go to the text tab and drag a title layer onto the timeline. We'll use the phrase "working harder" for this project, but you can replace it with any text you'd like. Now choose your preferred font and change the text to uppercase. Press Enter to split the title into two lines. Open the title settings and reset the position to place the text in the center of the frame. Increase the title size to 110. Under the layout settings, change the line height to -30 to bring the two lines closer together. To make both lines appear more balanced, select the second line and adjust the character spacing until its width closely matches the first line. Once you're happy with the layout, change the text color to red. Now let's animate the title. Open the Animation tab, go to Fluent, and apply the Raise Up animation. Set the animation duration to 1 second. At this point, your title animation should look something like this. To add a bit more depth, we'll make it feel like the title is sitting between the clouds. Move the title layer between the two cloud layers in the timeline. Go to the last position keyframe of the front cloud and adjust its position slightly so it overlaps the text. If you'd like to make the effect more noticeable, you can also scale the cloud up a little. This simple layering trick creates the illusion that the title is partially hidden behind the clouds. And here's what we have so far. Next, let's add our main character. Drag the character into the timeline and set the scale to 55. The effect we're going for is a character that falls from above and lands on the title. To create that animation, add a position keyframe at the character's final position. Then move back to the beginning of the timeline and drag the character upward until it's completely outside the frame. If you preview the animation, you'll notice that the movement feels a little slow. To make it more dynamic, move the ending keyframe closer to the beginning of the timeline, so the animation finishes in about 1 second. Now let's smooth out the motion. Right-click the character layer and choose Show Keyframes, or use the shortcut Alt-Shift-K. Select the Y position property, then click on the last keyframe. From here, choose the Continuous Curve option. You can also right-click the keyframe and select Continuous Curve from the menu. This creates a much smoother landing animation. If it still feels a little slow, simply move the last keyframe slightly closer to the beginning until you're happy with the timing. Once everything looks good, close the keyframe editor. Now let's add the second line of text. Move the existing elements upward to make room underneath. Then duplicate the title by holding Alt while dragging it. Reduce the font size and position it below the main title. Set the line spacing to 0 for a cleaner layout. Replace the text with "Isn't the solution." Finally, move to the 1 second mark on the timeline, since this is where we want the subtitle animation to begin. Now let's add a few effects to bring our scene to life. Right now, the character looks a little too aesthetic. We'll fix that by adding a subtle camera shake. Go to Effects panel and search for Mild Shake. Drag the effects onto the character layer. We'll leave the default settings, but disable RGB separation. Let's preview the result. It already looks better, but we can make the movement feel a bit more natural. Try increasing the speed slightly. Then adjust the strength until you find a look you like. In my case, a value of around 10 works well. I'll also disable motion blur. Now the character has a subtle movement that makes the scene feel much more alive. Next, let's add some depth to our title by adding an inner shadow. The easiest way to create an inner shadow is by first converting the title into a compound clip. Once you've done that, open the clip settings and enable shadow. Choose a smooth inner shadow. Feel free to experiment with the settings, but for this project I'll change the shadow color to white and increase the blur to around 10 for a softer look. Now let's apply the same mild shake effect to the title. Drag the effect onto the timeline. Disable RGB separation and motion blur, then reduce the strength to around 2. I'll also increase the speed to 40. These settings create a subtle movement without making the text feel distracting. If we return to the main timeline and preview the animation, you can already see the title feels much more dynamic. Now let's do the same for the subtitle. Convert it into a compound clip, enable inner shadow and choose the smooth inner shadow preset. For the subtitle, I'll reduce the shadow distance to around 2. Then change the blur until it looks right. Now, I want the clouds to move a little faster and travel a bit further. To do that, I'll go back to the cloud position keyframes and adjust the ending keyframes so each cloud moves slightly higher. That small adjustment gives the background a bit more energy, and I think that looks much better. Now, let's add the final effects that really bring the whole scene together. First, we'll add the speed lines overlay. Place it on the top of all other layers. Then scale it up until it fills the entire frame. Change the blending mode to screen. The effect looks a little too strong right now, so let's soften it. Go to the Breeze effects, search for Gaussian blur, and apply it to the speed lines overlay. In the blur settings, set the horizontal blur to around 8, and the iteration to 2. Then reduce the opacity to around 70. This blends the effect into the scene much more naturally. Now let's add the finishing touches that gives the animation its retro look. Create an adjustment layer and place it above everything else. The first effect we'll add is FPS. Apply it to the adjustment layer, then set the frame rate to 12. Lowering the frame rate gives the animation a classic stop-motion feel. Next, search for depression blur and apply it to the adjustment layer. Increase the intensity until you get a noticeable effect. Then open the mask settings, choose an ellipse mask, and click Invert. Scale the mask until it covers most of the frame. Then increase the blur to around 40. Finally, go back to the effect settings and fine-tune the values until you're happy with the overall look. The last effect we'll add is film grain. Search for film grain, apply it to the adjustment layer, and set the amount to around 25. This subtle texture helps complete the retro collage style. And that's it. We finished our first scene. I hope you enjoyed following along and learned something new. In the next video, we'll build the remaining 2 scenes and complete the entire animation from start to finish. If you found this tutorial helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe to this channel. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.